Well, hello everybody. I am Louise Eddington. I am the Cosmic Owl of Cosmic Owl Astrology. And while you're here, please subscribe to my channel and even hit the little bell to get notified when I do new uploads of videos, because I'm probably going to, well, I'm aiming to do a lot more videos this year, but I am going to be talking more and more probably about the Democratic primaries and the current state of politics on and off from an astrological perspective, trying to keep myself my bias out of it, because full disclosure, I am a Bernie Sanders supporter, but there's a lot of astrological stuff going on. And today I want to talk about the Iowa caucus mess last night. We still don't have results. Okay, for those of you not in USA, the Iowa caucus is the first in the nation. Everybody waits with bated breath to see who wins. The winner usually gets a big bump in the polls, and it's usually an indication of going on to win the primary altogether. But we don't know the results yet and we usually do by now, because it was a mess, a complete mess. And there's all kinds of theories going around. I'm not going to go into whether it's right or not. You can go and read about the mess and the craziness and basically the shit show. But I want to talk about the astrology. Okay, so last night, okay, well, this is this morning now, but we can point at still what was happening. So basically, Mercury has just gone into Pisces. Mercury is also in the shadow of the retrograde that starts on the February the 17th. I am doing a free Mercury retrograde class, pretty, short, succinct, quick, help you to deal with and look at the positives of this Mercury retrograde, this particular one, and put it in the context of bigger cycles this year. But so you can sign up in the description for the free Mercury retrograde class if you'd like to join me. It's all going to be recorded. Don't need to attend live. I'm going to try and keep the calls short. But anyway, Mercury is now in Pisces and in shadow. And Mercury in Pisces is quite confusing anyway. It's very kind of channel-y on the good side. It's very connected with source and your inner muse and creativity, but it's not good for linear detail and clarity of thought. And Mercury rules the moon currently, because the moon is currently in Gemini. Mercury ruled Gemini, which is information received in and out, learning, its detail. Again, it's the results of the caucus probably, and the election. So this kind of does not bode well for some of the primaries, to be honest. But so it was I've set this for Des Moines, Iowa. If we go back to 9 p.m. last night, well, let's say 10, when it became clear that there was discrepancies and that things were not working properly. So I'll go back to pointing at where I am. So there's Mercury just going into Pisces, causing this confusion. The Gemini moon starting to approach a square to Pisces. So I'll come to this morning, because we still don't have results. It's now nearly 10 a.m. Mountain time, so 11 a.m. in Iowa. So let's go to 11 a.m. So the moon is now reaching this square properly. So everything's really getting confused, because Neptune rules Pisces. So that's extra confusion, disillusion, idealism, illusion, smoke and mirrors. It's all very and then we've also got Venus in Pisces adding to it a little bit. Our values are kind of being challenged yet again with Venus in Pisces. And there's a bit of victim mode over there in Pisces too. So certain voters feel a bit victimized, and some of the volunteers who've given their so much to the campaigns, all of them on the ground, it's like we've thrown so much into this and it's a mess, which is a very Piscean word too. So all of that confusion, mess, disillusion, victimhood, they're all very Piscean words. And yes, of course, there's good qualities to this, but I'm only talking in relation to last night's caucus. But I want to look at the bigger cycle as well. Now, one of the problems with this caucus is this app. There was an app that they were going to use for reporting that was causing problems. The problems were starting to be discovered leading into it. It was highly untested. Okay. And it was created by some people who have been accused of rigging before, so let's say. And one of the major contributors to the app was one of the candidates, Mayor Pete, who has been accused. He's claiming victory, basically, even though there's no results yet. So it's all kind of very dodgy, all very confusing, as I said. But the app is called Shadow, and we have Pluto in Capricorn coming off the conjunction with Saturn that was on January the 12th. Pluto's been revealing corruption in our institutions, like the Democratic Party and the whole government in general, for quite some time. But one of the words for Pluto is shadow. You can't make this up. And then Pluto is also still in square. Pluto is going to be in square to Eris basically for 2 years. But we just had the first of 5 exact squares just on January the 26th. So only 8 days before the Iowa caucus, and Eris throws apple bombs. And it seems like there's been a bit of an apple bomb thrown into the process by how this corruption was starting to, or these discrepancies in this caucus were starting to be discovered. There's all kinds of rumors that votes were going from Mayor Pete, to Mayor Pete from other candidates and things. I'm not saying I know anything. These are all the things that are being said, and that some results were sent through and then withdrawn quickly because they realized that these didn't tally with what was happening on the ground. So it's a complete shit show. It's a complete mess. The astrology is adding to it. I do want to quickly let's edit it to February the 10th. It's in New Hampshire, but we'll just look at the general astrology. Oh, incidentally, the ascendant in Iowa, in Des Moines, was also Mercury ruled. So all adding to that confusion. So when we have when we have the next primary in New Hampshire next week, next Monday, the moon will also be Mercury ruled in Virgo and will be opposing Mercury. That is close to the retrograde then, only a week away from retrograde and only 3 degrees from the retrograde point. So things could be crazy again. It's just a mess. It's awful. So I'm going to keep looking at this astrology and keep reporting on it. I do want to come back quickly to today again and say we do also have today we also have the moon in trine aspect to Aquarius, sun in Aquarius. So I've got 2 air signs and the sun in a very rebellious sign. So needless to say, people are not happy and people are revolting and being quite rebellious about this because, well, who wouldn't be? It's crazy. It's a mess. So there's the astrological take on it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because there's going to be more of these, and hit the little bell if you want to get notified, and don't forget the free Mercury retrograde class. Thank you.